Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride, where we are channeling Man on the Moon. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of again getting sort of overwhelmed with the triviality of some of the arguments that we're seeing. It can be really frustrating to watch basically the Republicans obfuscate this process. I know how stressful this is because I'm completely experiencing it right now. But understand these are very desperate acts. No one has any way to justify Trump's behavior. They just come up with some strange process arguments. There are always going to be people who deny the reality, and that's just the place that we live in. But be glad we're fighting back. We're seeing the truth. Understand that if you are seeing the truth, that is the point, right? You can't change other people. So try to do your best to contain it, because I know how stressful this can be. And understand it's about you learning, every individual here. It's not just about the ultimate goal. I also feel pretty sure that this is working to the progressive left-hand advantage, if only to show Republicans who are voting for Trump. It shows them for who they are. So again, try to take a little bit of a step back. Understand that this is a process. I'm also today just going to channel, what are the basic points that we need to know? Forget the details. Don't get mired in that stuff. That is a distraction. So, let's see. So, Spirit, can you tell me what do we need to know? What are the important things that are going to happen in the Trump world, if you will? That's an interesting image. I'm getting the image of like a crater. And now it kind of looks like a drain, like a sink, and there's the drain, and it's all sinking down. Right? So think of this just in a symbol. This is like a cratering time. It's all going down the drain in the sense of, and I don't feel like America's going down the drain or the world's going down the drain. I feel pretty clearly this is Trump. He's looking a bit downcast. And again, it's funny how when you go here, you actually have sympathy for some pretty terrible people. I know this is going to strike a strange chord, but I kind of feel bad for him. I do think that it's important that we give love to the enemy. It doesn't mean that we love their actions or accept their actions, but at the same time, understand, under all those terrible fascists, there's some scared little kid. It's kind of par for the course. You can feel sympathy for a human and at the same time try to stop them for their wrong materials. If you could do that, you're really there. And trust me, Dave Johnson has trouble getting there. But in this moment, I can kind of see he looks downcast. And, I gotta say, it looks like he's going crazy. Like, it just, the things around him, it's just like everything's moving so fast, he can't even focus on them. It's like he is sort of disintegrating. That's the feeling that I get with him. She's stepping up to a microphone. It's funny because there's an audience, and then there's like a setting sun behind him. I mean, we can all guess what's going on. The sun is setting on the audience. They're starting to lose their interest, trust, belief. They're just, as they look at it, they become, more skeptical. Look, I'll tell you, I know people, again, this is Dave Johnson, me personally speaking, who on Facebook who have always supported Trump until this moment. They give every kind of justification. They just stopped. Now, maybe that's not all the people we want to do this, but it is a significant person, right? They finally watching those hearings, and I don't care if it's 10 people, they did finally see the truth. So the truth is coming out, whether we choose to see it or not. The truth is there, and it does matter, and it will matter in the future. It'll matter for our children, grandchildren, the next generation. They will constantly be able to refer to this. In the concentration camps in Germany, there was one Spanish fellow who worked in a photography place. He did photographs essentially for the Nazis. He had to. And he hid rolls of film that proved some of the things that the Nazis did. And those rolls of film, which were incredibly difficult to hide, were used at the hearings against the Nazis, right? So, this truth will come out, and even if people don't react now the way you want, in the future they will know. It will be proof. We have film, we have a legal process that we are following, and that's what will be known. Okay, I'm looking at Air Force One. But it seems like Trump's in the airplane. Okay, he wants to parachute out. Trump doesn't want this job any more than we want him to have this job. He's just a cornered animal. Again, you might think of the karma of that. The worst thing that we could do is give him what he wanted, and now here he is trying to get out of it. He would do anything to jump out the plane. He just doesn't have a parachute. And that is sort of where he's going to go politically. Anything else for Trump in this plane? Okay. Oh, he does finally jump out of the plane. And he's got the parachute, but it's got a hole in it. The hole's getting bigger. He's looking up going, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Here comes Mitch McConnell. Okay, he's on his own parachute. And he's floating down next to him. And look, you're getting close and close to the ground. And so I think there's going to be a really rapid, Mitch McConnell, you got to hold your parachute. You want me to help you or not? Kind of feeling like, no, we're not really going to negotiate you getting a pardon right now or getting close to the ground. You're just going to do what I ask. That's like the feeling of, Mitch has got the power here. And he's like, well, I could just let you could just crash and burn. I think that Mitch is very well aware of what is going on with Trump psychologically, and he is playing his game. And Mitch has these things around his wrist. I had a Greek roommate once who would call them like worry beads, and they're like these beads that you just sort of touch, I guess, to give your hand something to do. But that's like kind of what he's got on his wrist. Maybe they're even like prayer beads or something. What does that mean? Oh, it's like he's counting the numbers off. 1 senator, 2 senators, 3 senators, 4 senators, and has a feeling like this is the key. Right here, these are the key people who he needs to get on his team. Something's going to happen on December 11th. Yeah, trees falling, major, huge sequoia tree falling. Just missing McConnell. There's something else, I think, going wrong in the next few weeks that makes it even worse for Trump. Are we going to get Trump's tax returns or not? When? Well, are we going to get Trump's tax returns in a timely fashion? It's maybe a better case. Okay, seeing a watch. Pelosi's smiling. I do get the feeling that's in a timely manner. I don't yet know when, but it's actually when we need it. I should say when the left needs it, when it should come out. She's smiling. I think the timing is actually better than we think. Can you tell me more, Nancy? Again, she's showing me her walk. It really is almost like the 12th, like it's at the 11th hour. It's just in time. I've seen this before. Something happens where they get those tax returns. Now look, this may be while it's in the Senate. It may be just before it goes to the Senate. It may even be after, right? And then when we're, after the Republicans have taken a stand, then this comes out. It looks even worse, right? So don't worry too much about those tax returns or even this process. This is going to happen in a way that is helpful. It's being laid out. This is the difference, you guys. Today, we see what's wrong with our government. Before, it was hidden, right? Now we can see it. Horrible wrongs have been committed in our names, and we have no idea about them. We just don't have the capacity to know what's going on every single place on the planet with our government. We just don't know. So, the taxes are there. There's something special in the tax. It's funny because I'm seeing a 1040 form, which is what's familiar to me, right? But there's somewhere in this form, and it's like, okay, section 1's okay. I need to get to section 2, and Nancy is like there, like in front of the United States of America with a big, huge screen, and she's pointing out a couple of items, and they're fairly quick. Doesn't make sense. And again, she's smiling from ear to ear. There is definitely stuff there that is criminal, because I see Trump in manacles. It is criminal. She's saying, okay, can you tell me what's criminal about it? Well, yeah, there's Russian connections. There are connections almost with other countries too. Like weird, it's just random countries. And that shows up too. I think he's breaking the law with more than one person, more than one country. Can you show me any more? I'm just kind of saying that's it. He's laundered money for a bunch of different countries. That's that. Yeah, there's other shady business, but we already knew about that. What's relevant is this stuff. And she's like, dude, it is damning. She's just going like this, like, no more need be said. So, okay, here's my question then, Spirit. Are conservatives going to get it? Are people who support him going to change their mind when they see it? A lot of those senators are just going, oh, God, how am I going to defend this one? Again, if it makes you feel any better, understand the incredibly uncomfortable position that Republican senators are in right now. They have to go in front of their constituency, and they have to create these fabulous justifications for a criminal. And it's great. It's like every day they're being asked the same moral question. You going to lie today? You going to lie today? You going to lie against your country today? And they are asked daily, right? So it's, it's like a constant personal inquiry, which is exactly the way it should be, right? Understand something else that's important. If you find yourself really angry and getting upset and doing these, feeling these feelings, that's in many ways good. We're being given a chance to show, do we have empathy? And do we have radical empathy enough to do something about it? And how can we contain our empathy so that it's constructive? That's what's being asked of everybody right now. And that's appropriate. Those are questions that we need to answer in our life. Sure, I can sit here and say, oh yeah, this is great, and or this is wrong, and I don't really want to, I don't like it. But then I could just do nothing, right? I don't think that you need to go out tomorrow and become the revolutionary and change the world. But what is your reaction? How constructive is your reaction, even if it's just a constructive conversation? That's what we're being asked to do. It's a good thing in a sense that if you're feeling these strong feelings of anger, you're evolving. You're going there. You're showing how you can come forward with love. And that's not a bad situation, although the feelings might upset you. Those feelings are, helping you evolve and make a decision and take a stand. So even if you're just at home, shaking your fist, understand that that's a process, and it's valuable, and it's showing your humanity. When you get angry and yell like that, it's showing your humanity. I don't, go out on the street corner and start screaming, but it's okay to be in your house like, I do it. That is Dave Johnson does it. So it's okay to do that. That's natural, and someplace that's good. Is there anything else that we need to know? Is there any other hopeful message that you can give us, Spirit, in this difficult time? Life will go on. Look, after this is all over, life will go on. I just get the feeling of very much a normalcy setting in. It's like people going up to a water fountain and just drinking the water. Just a normal evolution, a normal reaction, a normal life that we're going to have. That's what's on the other side of this. And everybody's going to breathe a sigh of relief. And these hysterical attacks on certain people are going to end because people have just kind of had enough. They would love it if we just had a quiet, normal president to some degree, all right? And I'm not advocating for any person, but they would love it if it just had a bit of a more, a less personal attack sort of feeling. I really want to support progressive politicians. I don't mean that. But just the personal attacks, the enmity, the anger, the cruelty, I think people are just kind of getting ready to get over that and would just like to, the image that I see actually is Christ, just, drinking from the same water fountain as everybody else. That's what's going to come up on the other side of all of this. So be hopeful. Understand that you are in your society, you're in your culture, and you are, effective in that culture. Even if it's just your, feelings about justice, you are effective in that culture. And the more effective, the better. The more agency, the better. But it will eventually go to a space where things just cool off and we act with a little bit more kindness and decorum and understanding for others. Right? Thanks for watching.